Welcome to my part two of the 30, 60, 90-day home pricing formula. This is Jim Urban with the home referral team at Urban Companies. Welcome to my blog, welcome to Facebook, and welcome to YouTube. I just wanted to take a second part of where I got cut off on my first part of this concept. I didn't want to leave you high and dry. There's a couple more things I want to finish up on the discussion that relates to my new book, Secrets to Mastering the Art of Home Selling, how to use the 30, 60, 90-day home pricing formula. So I ended up just discussing a little bit about how I used the book and how I used the concept with sellers. And then I went into my response, and I wanted to finish up with that discussion of how the response is from presenting this concept. And the response obviously has been unbelievably positive, both with the real estate community, those that are in the real estate business, that is, and with the public itself. For those folks that I presented it to during the conversations that I've had with the people here in the Denver area. And I have to say that the concept has been very easy for sellers and buyers, for that matter, to understand the concept. And so that's kind of where I left it. In fact, a lot of times I've had sellers even come to me at the very end of the conversation and go, Jim, wow, this is cool. This is so amazing. This is amazing. Nobody has ever talked to us about this information like this before, about pricing. We absolutely appreciate it. And again, the book adds credibility. And so I'm inviting everybody out there to use this concept and add the credibility that you need, both as a real estate consultant and you need that edge as a seller to get your home sold in this new world market that we have. Okay, a point of clarification on a couple of things. Number one, and I have a chapter that talks about this in my book, I do not believe in price gouging. And if you're not sure exactly what that means, there are some real estate people out there that will do anything to get a property sold. And that's even by way underpricing the home. Okay, again, the 30-day price is slightly below, for the most part, market value. Now, when I say that, to get a home sold in 30 days, it might need to be more than just slightly below market value to get the home sold. But for the most part, if you're slightly below market value, when I say that, you need to be looking at the sold comparables, not the homes that are for sale in the neighborhood, but the homes that have actually closed. Look at those numbers. Look at what they paid in closing costs. Look what the homes have actually closed at, those closed prices. And when you've taken those prices, and depending on the house and the situation and the location and the condition of the home, you take all of those things into consideration, that's where you need to look at the 30-day price and where that price should be. And that is the art behind it. There's no way that on this recording I can tell you what that price is to be, because every situation is different. Now, having said that, it's a learned art. It's something that doesn't happen overnight. The more experience you have, and it took me a long time to learn the real estate world of pricing and how to price it. And that's why a lot of new realtors, when they come into the business, it's easy for them to work with home buyers because they don't have to actually evaluate and come up with that pricing. It's a little intimidating at first, in fact, for most people. So, having said all of that, can a 30-day price shock a seller? And can it be fearful for a real estate consultant or agent present that 30-day price? Yes and no. You know, before when you quoted a price, it was a single price, and that would be kind of fearful, because if you quoted a price that you felt like would sell the home, a lot of times the seller would kick you out the door and say, forget you, I'm not working with you, because I'm not going to list my home for that price. But if you put the pricing formula in a concept of a 30-day price, a 60-day price, and a 90-day price, then they can't blame you if they choose the 60 or 90-day price, because now they're picking a price that's a higher price based on how long the home's going to be on the market. In fact, before I had this concept, I have a lot of sellers come up to me and say, well, Jim, now that we've picked this price, what do you think, how quick do you think our home will sell? And I said, well, I don't really know. I hope it sells quickly. But now all my research is done around pricing and time and how long it's going to take to sell a home based on a certain price. And that's what the banks taught me. So, all right. So one person asked me last week, how many sellers pick the 30-day price and how many sellers pick the 60-day price and how many of your sellers pick the 90-day price? Now that I have this pricing formula, about 45% of the sellers pick the 30-day price and about 45% of the sellers pick the 60-day price and about 10% of the sellers pick the 90-day price. And what's so amazing about that is, before I had this concept, about 90% of the buyers, or sellers, would pick the higher range. Because what I would do before is I'd quote them a price range. I would say your home is worth and would sell somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000. And when I presented that price range, they would more than likely pick the $249,000 or $250,000 price. 10% of the time, 90% of the time, they would pick that price. And only 10% of the time would they pick something closer to the $200,000. But when you show them about how quick their home will sell, it puts a whole new perspective in the whole thing. And so, to wrap this up, my advice to you is to just run with this concept. Whether you're getting ready to put your home on the market, maybe you know somebody, a friend or family member, a neighbor is getting ready to put their home on the market, a friend, you might want to put them in touch with this book. And again, the way to get this book is to go to Amazon.com, type in Jim Urban, that's Urban, or you can type in Secrets to Mastering the Art of Home Selling. And then the subheading, How to Use the 30, 60, 90-Day Home Pricing Formula. So I hope you received some value from this video. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.